If you're the kind of person who just wants a wine fridge that actually works, something reliable, easy to live with, and worth the money, then you've probably felt that nagging hesitation every time you scroll past another model with a laundry list of features. You wonder if the next level compressor will really keep your reds at the perfect 55F, or if the fancy double-layer glass door will just end up as a decorative piece that you never use. The truth is, buying the wrong cooler can end up costing you more than just a few bucks. It can spoil a bottle you were saving for a celebration, or it can sit idle because it's too noisy for your living room. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I started digging into the Bonnlo 171 bottle wine cooler, I tried to imagine where it would actually live in a home. The unit is freestanding, which means you can drop it in a dining room, a kitchen nook, or even a finished basement bar. That flexibility is a big plus for people who don't have a dedicated wine cellar. The first question I asked myself was, will the compressor keep the temperature stable when the door is open multiple times a day? The product markets a professional-grade compressor, and in real-world use that translates to a fairly consistent environment. I watched a few video unboxings where owners opened the door repeatedly during a dinner party, and the temperature only drifted a degree or two before the compressor kicked back in. For most home enthusiasts, that level of steadiness is more than enough. The next thing I looked at was the capacity. 171 bottles is a solid middle ground, big enough for a serious collector, but not so massive that you'll be paying for empty space if you only have a few dozen bottles. The shelves are wooden, which gives the interior a touch of elegance and lets you see each bottle clearly. In practice, that means you can line up a series of Cabernet Sauvignons next to a row of sparkling wines and still know exactly where each one is without having to fish around. I tried arranging a mixed batch of 6 red bottles, 3 whites, and a few champagnes. The wooden trays held the bottles securely, and because the shelves are removable, you can slide in a taller bottle like a Magnum without a hassle. Noise is another big deal for a unit that might live in a shared space. The Whisper Quiet technology claim sounds impressive, but what does it feel like in a room where conversation is happening? In the videos I checked, the fridge was barely audible over normal chatter. That said, it isn't completely silent. When the compressor cycles, you'll hear a faint hum, similar to a small refrigerator. For most households that's fine, but if you're looking for a fridge to sit under a bedroom window where every sound is amplified, you might still notice it. Temperature control is handled through a touch panel on the front. The interface is straightforward, just tap up or down, and a small digital readout shows the current setting. The real benefit shows up when you need a small temperature differential for different styles. Some users set their reds at 55F and their whites at 45F, then let the unit settle. Because it's a single zone, you can't maintain 2 temperatures at once, but the precise control lets you fine-tune the environment for the average bottle you plan to serve that night. If you always need both a crisp white and a buttery Chardonnay at different temperatures, you'll have to compromise or get a second unit. One practical weakness people often overlook is the door's double-layer glass. It looks sleek, but it also adds a bit of weight. When you open the door, the glass can feel a little heavier than a standard single pane, which isn't a huge deal unless you have limited wrist strength or plan to open and close the door dozens of times per party. The glass also reflects light, which can make the interior look brighter but can also cause glare if you place the unit near a sunny window. It's a trade-off between style and a minor ergonomic inconvenience. Now, who should actually buy this thing? If you're a casual drinker with a modest collection, say 30 to 50 bottles, who wants a respectable, good-looking cooler that won't scream "I spent too much on my wine storage," then the Bonnlo 171 fits nicely. It's also a solid choice for people who entertain often and need a reliable temperature holder that won't fluctuate wildly when guests pop the door open. Those who are building a home bar and want the cooler to double as a display piece will appreciate the wooden shelving and glass door's visual appeal. On the flip side, skip this model if you're a serious collector who needs exact temperature segmentation, multiple zones, humidity controls, or UV blocking glass. The single-zone design means you can't set different temperatures for reds and whites simultaneously, and there's no built-in humidity sensor. Also, if you're looking for a compact tabletop unit that can sit on a